Little's name means a lot in this community. And I want to keep that name solid. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want people to know me for different things. I hadn't always been a cool cat. I've done bad things. Don't get it wrong. But you learn from those things. And one thing I always said, don't repeat the things that could have got you in trouble.
Right.
You might mess up, but if you don't get caught, don't go back doing it again.
This is a journey.
Let me take you on a journey.
There will still be the journey.
The journey.
New sheriff in town, and his name is
The journey.
Journey.
This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. This is the journey.
The journey.
What is it that moved you?
The journey. The journey. The journey. The journey.
The Journey Initiative is generously supported by Nike's Black Community Commitment. Welcome back to another episode of The Journey. I'm your host, Larry Robinson, and today we have a Memphis icon that's given a lot back to this community every day. But before we get to him, let's first start with our quote, what she had to say. So in this case, it's Ella Fitzgerald, music artist, music great, and I'm sure you know the name. But first, it isn't where you come from, it's where you're going that counts. Let's say that again. It isn't where you come from, it's where you're going that counts. So that means you can be from 38126 or any other impoverished zip code. But it's not where you start, it's where you end up, what you do with the life, what you do with the dash in between that born date and expiration date. This brother is an amazing man, former police officer. He was born in Memphis, moved to Chicago, but ultimately bred in Memphis. Former athlete, former police officer, community activist, and advocate. None other than good man, Craig Littles. Hey, Craig, how are you, sir?
Any better, I'll be in heaven, Larry. Any better, I'll be in heaven. I'm a fan, so I'm glad to be here. I'm excited.
It's an honor to have you, brother. With all you doing for our youth in this community, it's just, it means a lot that we are able to get you on the journey.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
So we're going to start out. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the early days. I'm interested in Chicago, because, you were born in Memphis, right?
Yes.
How old were you when y'all moved to Chicago after being?
So we were young, about 1 or 2 early years, and my mom moved there, got married, moved to Chicago.
Okay.
And then it didn't work out.
Okay.
But in Chicago, all we knew was gang banging and all the things that Chicago at that time had to offer. Moved back to Memphis by way of Watkins and Brown and Roanoke, Mississippi, South Memphis.
Right.
Ended up in Ridgecrest Apartments and graduated from Trevin High School.
Okay. Who outside of that immediate family had the biggest impact on young Craig Littles?
Outside my mom, my coaches.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Coaches were the disciplinarians. Our uncles were disciplinarians. Our role models were dope dealers and gangbangers back in the day.
Right.
And it's a crazy situation, but it was the best times we had in Ridgecrest and growing up. Right. We didn't know we were poor. We didn't know we didn't have certain things.
Right.
Mom worked as a single mom, a single parent to raise 2 of us. My brother, John Littles, he's a retired fireman now.
Okay.
So growing up in that neighborhood and the things we had to go through, Mom, we didn't notice it. Okay. We just had a lot of fun and a lot of friends. And today, the friends I made then are our friends now.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. What decision did you make as a young person that ultimately had a lifelong impact, even though you didn't know about it then?
Earlier you said you named a quote with Ella Fitzgerald. And it's not for us, it's not the zip code. You can't choose your zip code.
Right.
But you can choose your direction.
Right.
And for us, our direction was either that door that was violence and crime or military or sports.
Right.
And as a kid, as a 12th grader, we were waiting, me and other coaches and other players were waiting for a call to go on a journey to a college. The call never came. On Monday, we found out the coach had got fired. From Southern, actually.
Oh, Southern University.
And we waited around for that call. We never got it. Our plan B was military. So I ended up going to military. Servicing in Germany, Europe for 4 years, and then Desert Storm and National Guard.
Oh, wow.
So
you had a long career in the military.
Yes.
Okay, how long were you in the military?
4 years Germany, 10 years National Guard, and the rest is history.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, how different are you from the person you dreamed you would be as a young person?
We dreamed of being athletes, period.
Oh, yeah?
Football greats,
yeah?
All the ones you saw on TV. And when that didn't happen, our parents and coaches had already prepared us for plan B.
Okay.
Which either college without the sports peace, or military.
Okay.
And we were ready. I signed on a Friday, and I was gone to Germany on a Monday.
Wow.
Yes.
You didn't waste no time.
No, again, you have those doors.
Okay.
And those doors for me, if I waited too long, I would have got sucked in to the things that destroyed our culture and our youth at an early age.
Right.
I wanted to leave as fast as I could, not because of what we would experience as a family, because we had a great family life, but the things around us.
Right.
And I wanted to escape that quickly.
Okay. So, everybody talks about, you can tell the measure of a man by the people that he keeps close company with. What's some of those people that you've kept a close company with
Willie Gregory.
over the years? Okay, Willie Gregory.
Willie Gregory, I met him when he first got back to Memphis.
Okay.
And about 15 years ago or so. And Pastor Keith Norman.
Oh, yeah?
He was on your journey as well. And then, of course, some of my close friends. And my brother, John Littles, we always in competition.
Okay.
And we don't name it, but we are.
Oh, yeah?
And he always drives me to be successful.
Okay.
And my mom, of course, the biggest defeat for us is disappointing her.
Okay. Now, you didn't hang with your mom. So I got Willie Gregory, Keith Norman, John Littles. Give me two more brothers.
Coach Miles.
Okay, Coach Miles.
Coach, we was out playing Santa Lock one day, football at the elementary school. He asked, did you want to play some controlled football, some actual football? We had to ask him, what is that? What does that football look like? So he introduced us to tackle football, and from there, he was my first real mentor outside my uncles, Coach Eddie Miles.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your why, man? Why you get up every day and fight the good fight?
I have two reasons for that.
Okay.
Somebody did it for me.
Okay.
Somebody took the time to engage me and show me things that I've never seen before.
Okay.
And as I got older, I wanted to continue that for others.
Okay.
So while in Germany, while in Desert Storm, I asked God, if you get me out of this situation, I don't know what it is you want me to do. Whatever that may be, if you get me home safe, I'm going to do it. And that guided me to my youth sports programs and the things I do for kids now in the education and mentoring program. So that's what launched that. And I don't want to let them down.
Okay. When did you know you was going to be okay?
When we knew it was going to be okay.
When did you know that you could do this thing called life?
I knew that when my children's moms passed. And I raised my three, Yakiva, Branson, and Morgan. And I was about 20 years old. And I raised my children as a single parent.
Wait a minute, back up. What now? Say that again.
Yes, so we lost Yakiva's mom in an early age. I was 20, I think. And then the twins' mom 10 years later. So I raised my three kids as a single parent through all the things. And my organization actually helped me raise my children. So I knew I would be okay when I could handle that.
Okay.
And Larry, the good thing about it for me, the driving factor was I saw what other males that wasn't associated with their children growing up in our neighborhoods.
Right.
I want to do just the opposite. I want to stand tall, stand fast, and be there for mine.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Now, you've had a lot of experience. But let me ask you this. When did you, Craig Littles, realize you were a black man?
I got to say.
Hold on for a quick second. Listen, this is The Journey. And we're talking to brother Craig Littles. When we come back, we're going to find out exactly when he realized he was a brother. So stay right there. This is The Journey on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
This is a journey.
Let me take you on a journey.
Success in life is not a straight line. There are twists and turns in everyone's life, and the more you know about their story, the more you'll understand the process. KUDZUKIAN Media Group proudly presents The Journey, a show that features successful black men in Memphis telling their stories of their lives and the ups and downs they've encountered on their ultimate road to success. We believe The Journey will encourage young men and help them see that life is a journey. Watch The Journey, hosted by me, Larry Robinson. Brought to you by the KUDZUKIAN Media Group in partnership with the Delta Boulay. Welcome back to The Journey. I'm your host, Larry Robinson, and today we have Brother Craig Littles. Craig has many youth programs, is doing a lot in urban America and urban Memphis, Tennessee. So before we left, we asked Brother Craig, when did you realize you were a black man?
It's easy for me. Growing up in the neighborhoods I grew up in, it was predominantly black.
Okay.
So we didn't really get a chance to see a lot of things outside of that.
Right.
So when I joined the military, I got sent straight to Europe, Germany, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And we were out, some of the soldiers out in the city.
Right.
Exciting times for us. But one young German male approached me and rubbed my skin. And we were asking one of the individuals that knew German, what does Schwarzer mean? He says black, and he had to ask his mom, does that not rub off?
Whoa.
So I knew we were black then. And that's so important because that moment instilled in me when working with our youth to expose them to so many alternatives that they don't normally see every day. And the more exposure, the more they can see things, the more they can visualize it, and they can be what they want to be.
Right, if they can see it, they can be it.
See it, they can be it. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's the moment.
So the cat actually walked up and rubbed your skin and was expecting it to come off.
Yes. And that shows you that they're not used to blacks in their African Americans in their community.
Right.
But it's not necessarily us that has issues with other races. Other races, I think, need to be able to deal and handle and work with us.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So let's go back. Let's go back early Memphis. You moved back to Memphis.
Yes.
Who was in that household once you moved back?
Single mom, grandmama at the time, Roanoke, Mississippi. My grandmama, mom moved us in there, and that's where we lived until we moved to Watkins and Brown, and then on to Ridgecrest. Grandmama was the stable. Rest her soul. She was the stakeholder.
Right.
We go to her house for holidays and meals and fun times, and when she passed, it really affected all of us. But my mom picked up the torch, and she became the family's shareholder.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's your dad doing all this?
My dad is still in Chicago at the time when my mom left, and that's where he is now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when y'all left Chicago, what was that scenario? Just one day your mom said, I'm homesick, I need to go back home?
I think my mom realized that she can do whatever she wanted to do. And she decided in her mind, when she always said something, she would do it. And she just got tired. You know, we just get tired, Larry. She just got tired, Larry. Put us on a Greyhound bus.
Really?
And we didn't turn back.
Wow.
And that's always my inspiration.
Do you remember the next time you talked to your dad after y'all left?
The next time, no.
Okay.
The most recent time, yes. We just reconnected not too long ago.
Oh.
Yes. And we always got to build those bridges and keep those things going. So we have a good relationship now.
How's your relationship with your dad, or the lack thereof? How has that impacted your relationship with your kids?
So to be honest with you, we have about 20 siblings, from Mississippi to Chicago to Memphis to Arkansas, so many others.
20?
Yeah, we got about 20 siblings. Dad was a Rolling Stone, I guess, right? Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
But a lot of things, you can learn what to do and what not to do in any scenario.
Right.
It's up to you to take that and use it to your best ability.
Right.
What I learned was I wanted to be there for my children. When their moms passed, it wasn't a question, a thought on my mind. I'm gonna do exactly what I think a man should do and take ownership and responsibility of my children.
Where did that come from, Craig? Being raised by mainly two women,
Yeah.
where did this commitment to being a man, raising your children, standing in that gap, where did you get that mindset?
Early, I knew that you gotta stand in the gap for the things you believe in. Alternative to what others are doing. Learn from them on what not to do.
Okay, but not a kid doesn't get that. Where did you get that knowledge?
That's where it came from, Larry.
Really?
Yeah. So again, our role models were dope dealers and gangbangers.
Right.
I knew then I didn't want to do that.
Right.
I was looking for alternative ways to be a man. Alternative ways to be there for my mom, work to help my mom and my brother.
Okay.
So early ages, I knew what I wanted to do. I was a leader at an early age and didn't even know it.
Really?
Yes.
Was there any time that you said, man, I like that car, and so I want to do what he did to get that car?
There I always wanted that, wanted this,
So what made you go to left when everybody was going right?
You know what? Jail time. My name, jail time. My name means a lot. The Little's name means a lot in this community, and I want to keep that name solid. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want people to know me for different things. I hadn't always been a cool cat. I've done bad things.
Okay.
Don't get it wrong. But you learn from those things. And one thing I always said: don't repeat the things that could have got you in trouble.
Right.
You might mess up, but you don't get caught, don't go back doing it again.
Right.
And that's been my platform. I continue to make mistakes, but I don't make the same mistakes.
Okay. Tell me about a fond memory back in Ridgecrest Apartments, Trez Van High School. I know. See, you got something came across. I saw it. It ran across the mind because you started smiling big.
Man, my friends, we did a lot of good and a lot of bad. But we learned from those things, and I remember my football team.
See, it sounds like you not telling me something, bro.
Well,
go ahead. You football team.
Yeah, we were one of the best teams in the city at the time.
Okay, what position?
I played linebacker and offensive line. I was team captain.
Okay.
But those are the memories that I remember traveling, being ranked in the top in the nation in our league, working with Xavier Crawford on the team and the Crawford brothers, my brother and so many others. So those are the things that made us bond. Okay. And this is the group that you kind of always surround yourself with people that you trust or you want to be like, or you can implement. And that's what I did. So I kept that circle, and today we all still friends. Okay. The best of friends. Win each other weddings, win each other bar mitzvahs, parties. Oh, wow. We're a tight group right now, even today.
Wow, okay. All right, give me one of those worst memories. What is one of those times that Craig Little was like, man, if I get out of this?
Man, a little petty shoplifting, or little things like that at the local scads back in the day. Okay. We didn't have it. We felt it was okay. We come to the car, mama see it, and we was corrected right then. I had to take it back in there and apologize for taking that little Tonka toy. Pocket Tonka toy. But it taught me a valuable lesson. That's not what we do. Right. Work for what you want. Right. And good things will follow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this transition. So you lost 2 of your mothers of your children.
Yes.
As a young person, how did you overcome that, to deal with death, and then you have these children that you have to raise? How did you deal with that, and where did that intestinal fortitude to be able to do that come from?
I just always wanted to be somebody's hero every day. It's a little Batman and Thor and Incredible Hulk and all of us. And that's why I became a police officer, worked in the military. And while in the military, I lost Kiva's mom when we came back. And I just always wanted to stand in the gap. I didn't know no other way. Growing up, I saw what wasn't right. I didn't want to do that. So the opportunities came up when no matter what it was I had to go through to do what I had to do for my children or my family, I did it. And then the other thing is, we give up too easy on a lot of things. I don't quit on anything. I'm a bulldog. Okay. If you can see it, you can achieve it. And that's my mentality. So raising my kids was no different than starting 3 nonprofit organizations. Okay. Being a hero to someone every day.
Okay. What's you talk about your 3 nonprofits. Why 3?
One couldn't contain everything I wanted to do. And
that's a lot of giving back,
man. It's a lot of giving back. And thanks to the staff, we have over 300 volunteers in our organizations. We have 30 staff members that all work diligently.
Now, what's the organization?
So you have Memphis Bears, which is my original organization, 1996. It's almost 30 years old. Wow. And we work with kids in mentoring programs. Okay. Our Memphis PAL programs is our juvenile crime prevention program, Sheriff's and Police Activities League. And we work with youth in crime prevention. And the effort is to keep crime at a minimum and develop a positive relationship between kids, cops, and communities. And I have a school called YAOD, Youth Academy of Dreams. And that's our after school and summertime programs.
Wow. Yes. You're a busy man.
I'm a very busy man, but I love it. I don't want to sit still. Okay. So you sit still, you lose it. All right. I don't want to. I'm retired 3 times. Okay. So I'm excited about the future and where we're going and what we have attained. And our partnerships are standing around the country and the city. I'm now National PAL Vice Chair. Okay. I serve 2 million youth nationally, 300 chapters in the nation, 7 international chapters, and then we have 2,000 youth we serve here in the city of Memphis.
You all are serving 2,000 young people in this city.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And we have great partnerships from Sheriff Bonner to City of Memphis Credit Union, Ken Swan, and so many others, Juvenile Court, Shelby County Schools. We partner with anyone that understands that juvenile crime prevention is key to the future of our youth.
Okay. Now, we've been hit with a lot of crime here lately. Yes. We also had an incident with a young man with the police. Being a former police officer, how do you look at Memphis, and what's our way of redirecting our youth? I mean, you were one of them young people that were born in tough situation and so on and so forth. How would you recommend we help turn youth to another way? What's missing?
Well, it's two-sided. It's not all bad officers. It's not all bad sports guys or politicians or whatever. I look at that situation and it hurts because we work so hard, a lot of us, to instill that discipline, that fellowship, that great spirit in these youth and community. And what we took years to do was burnt down in an hour or less.
Right.
That hurts. So now we're in a rebuilding mode again.
Mm-hmm.
And my conversation always been our partners, our advisory council, and so many others.
Mm-hmm.
We need to come together and figure out the problem at the core, at the bottom, at the most intimate levels,
mm-hmm.
and ask the youth what they need versus giving them things that we want them to have.
Okay.
And a lot of times we give them programs or food or things they don't really need, but we're missing what they really want.
Mm-hmm.
And let's focus on that versus just giving them cookie cutter programs or things that they don't really need. And
mm-hmm.
that's my answer to it all. Let's give them things they need and stop trying to give them what they don't really want.
What's your biggest challenge? What keeps you up at night?
This crime, right? This city I love, the city I policed in, the country I fought for, the community that I lived in and still working in. It just hurts to see that going the way it is. What keeps me going and what keeps me up and worried, when is the change, the curve? We see bits and pieces, but when can we really identify it has turned the corner? Mm-hmm. I don't see that happening in the near future. Crime is up, juvenile crime is up, murders, robberies, and so many things, burglaries, and I just don't know. And I think the journey has done a great job in bringing these catalysts together, and we can somehow get those cats together. I see these cats on your podcast, and I wonder, can we sit down and have a round table? Because these are the movers and shakers of our community. Mm-hmm. Why not let's bring them together and identify some problems, and not only problems, but solutions to those problems.
Right,
yes.
Right. You've given so much to the city of Memphis. I'd like to ask you, what has the city of Memphis given to you?
I could go so many other places and be a fish in a large pond. But in Memphis, I feel like I'm one of the leaders of the city, especially the Fraser North Memphis, Raleigh communities. Mm-hmm. And they have given me as a police officer, as a cop, as a citizen, as a city council member, trying to be city council member, mm-hmm. It's given me the assets of getting to know and learn and meet people of influence mm-hmm. that can help my generation and younger generations grow and give them a different door to move in versus the ones that they see. There's so many doors that our youth can move in. The city has given me the opportunity to know that it's more than one door mm-hmm. you can choose from, and that door might be the most positive door. Youth and the kids and the leaders of the community always know the choices you make mm-hmm. are the ones that are going to lead you down that path of change, right. or choose the positive door. Right. And we got to help them find that door.
Any regrets? Any regrets out of anything you look back over and say, man, you know what? If I could do that over again.
Now, I have no regrets because everything that I've done has led me to this path. Okay. If anything, it taught me intestinal fortitude, not to give up. Everybody's not the same. Learn how to identify different problems. It taught me so much more to get along with others. When things don't go your way, don't give up. So the city has taught me that. And all the things I've done, I wouldn't change a thing.
Really?
No, not personally, I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay.
I've loved it, I lived it, and I appreciate it.
All right. Now, we're going to go back to Ridgecrest Apartments. You guys just getting there at first day. You kind of opening up boxes everywhere. Kids sitting at the table, just sitting there thinking about things. Craig Littles of today walks in the door. You see that kid, he sees you. What would you say to the young Craig Littles as Craig Littles of today?
Well, one thing is, when we got from Chicago, I brought that element of crime and gang. Ridgecrest straightened me up real fast. That was real fast. That don't work here. This ain't Chicago. This ain't South Memphis. This Ridgecrest.
Really, what happened? I mean, what?
Just you coming with the mentality of being tough and wanting to fight all the time and wanting to be a gang member and the things you want to do. Ridgecrest wasn't really about that life. Okay. It was more about partnership and getting along and friends, and you fight. It wasn't guns and knives, it was fisticuffs and knuckles. And in the end of the day, you were friends.
Okay.
You still hang out together. You still go to each other's house to eat. You still play ball together.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's not like that.
So what would you say to young Craig Littles?
I would say, young Craig Littles, life is going to be hard, but don't give up on it. Friends will come and go. Family members, you don't always get along. But at the end of the day, don't go to sleep mad at anybody. Don't wake up angry. Love each other as much as you want to be loved. And that is a change factor for me, because I haven't lived a perfect life. And I've had obstacles, negativities, people in my life that shouldn't have been there, but I never give up and I always forgive. That's what I would tell young Craig Littles.
Okay. So there's many young people that will have the opportunity to hear or see you on this show. I want you to look into that camera right there and give them a Craig Littleism, something that they can take from this moment that they will always have with them going forward.
Children of the future, children of the present, children I work with right now. Time is of the essence. We don't have a lot of time left. Time on earth is limited. Quicker than you know, we're gone. Take every moment you have to be a change agent in the lives of others. Do for others that wasn't done for you. Be that person that people look up to. Be that person that people can implement. Be that individual that changes lives, not just for you. Think about others all the time.
Wow. Listen, it isn't where you're from or where you come from. It's where you at.
Where you at. Exactly.
It's where you going.
Exactly right.
That counts. That's from Ella Fitzgerald. It isn't where you come from. It's where you're going that counts. So listen, this brother's going way far. He's doing amazing things, and he's impacting the lives of many of Memphis youth. So I'm grateful, and I'm sure you will be, for the work that Brother Craig Littles is doing. So for myself, Larry Robinson, and our guest, Brother Craig Littles.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, man, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This has been The Journey on the KUDZUKIAN Network. Till next time. Thank you to our partners at Nike's Black Community Commitment. To hear more incredible stories like this, be sure to download the KUDZUKIAN app from the App Store or Google Play. Or check out the Journey Memphis podcast on all your major podcast providers. Also, check us out on the KUDZUKIAN Network.